Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, it's time to get one of my books out. Chetna's Easy Baking with a twist of spice, of course. And there is a really lovely, all the recipes are lovely in here. But the recipe I want to share with you is of parathas, and not just any parathas, parathas stuffed with delicious dal. And that is what I'm going to do today. So I have chosen chana dal stuffed parathas. First things first, I just need to get the dal ready for this. Chana dal is creamy, it's wholesome, and it's perfect for filling these yogurt breads with. So here I've got 200 grams of chana dal. I'm just going to give it a quick rinse. So in this 200 grams of chana dal, I'm going to add 700 ml of water, just plain tap water. Next goes in half a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, and I'm just going to bring it to a boil first. Now you can see that it's just starting to bubble and boil, and now I'm just going to partially cover this thing to leave it open, and then I'm going to let this cook for a good 40 minutes, and then I'm going to check on it later on medium heat. So while the dal is cooking, it's been cooking for 30 minutes, it needs another 15 minutes. In that time, I am going to prepare the dough. These are yogurt flatbreads, so the dough is really light and fluffy, which makes these flatbreads super delicious. So I just need some plain flour to start with. So I'm going to start with the yogurt. Here I have got 200 grams of natural yogurt, and to this I'm going to add a teaspoon of sunflower oil and a teaspoon of lemon juice. Give it a mix. Just going to get 300 grams of plain flour, which is all-purpose maida. So to this dough, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of sugar. I'm just using caster sugar but golden, and then 1 teaspoon of bicarb of soda, and then I will give it a quick mix. I'm just going to add the yogurt mix. Going to start with the spoon, and then once it's mixed in, I'm just going to use my hands. The good thing is that with this dough you don't have to knead, and the mixer out is just super quick and absolutely delicious light dough. And all that's left to do is bring it together. Now if by any chance there is not enough moisture, then just add a few drops of water. Don't make the mistake of adding too much, because you'll have to then keep adding more flour if it gets too wet. If it's a bit dry, you can always add a few more drops. Literally a drop of teaspoon of water. Now you can use it straight away, but I'm just going to let it rest because my dal is not ready yet. So I'm going to just cover and let it rest. Okay, so it has been 45 minutes. I just want to quickly check on the dal. Okay, so that I can tell straight away is not ready, not fully done, almost done. So, and also there is a bit of liquid, so that's perfect. I'm going to give it 10 more minutes at the same temperature, covered, and then that should make the dal super soft, and also it'll absorb the rest of the liquid. Okay, so that's looking lovely. The water has disappeared, slightly stuck, but that's absolutely fine. Just going to scrape it out. And now it's time to let this cool. So instead of leaving this in the pan, I'm actually going to transfer it to a bowl, so it's slightly quicker to cool down. Now, to be honest, this is going to take some time to cool down. Now, it doesn't have to like cool down like ice cold, but it can't be piping hot. Otherwise, it will not sit in the dough very well. So yes, I'm going to leave it like this for half an hour, just right here. And my dough is sitting right here. So both the things are kind of semi-done, and We'll get to it in 30 minutes. So the dal has cooled down completely. It's time to add the last few things to this. So I have got here a handful of fresh coriander and a spicy, lovely chili. I'm going to finely chop both of these. So in goes the coriander and the chili. Really lovely and important bit is 200 grams block of crumbly feta. And you just don't need to grate this, it just crumbles up. This whole combination of the creamy, salty feta with the coriander and the lovely chana dal is just perfection. And then all that's left to do is mix it well. And it's got a bit of heat from the chili. So it's covered all the bases. Look at that. Time to roll up the flatbreads. And here comes my favorite part, which is building the bread up. So I've got my filling, I've got some flour to help roll out so it doesn't stick, and I've got my dough. So everything should make 4 decent size flatbreads. So I'm going to start by dividing the dough into 4. Makes it easier then. Okay, that is pretty good. Equalish 4 portions. Yeah. And I'm obviously going to start with 1. Just get lots of flour so it doesn't stick. And this is done a lot by hand, just because when we will put the filling in, it's going to be a lot of filling. As you can see, you can do this stage with the rolling pin, but a bit more flour. The dough needs to be this sticky and light, otherwise the flatbreads will not be that light. So this circle needs to be around 9 to 10 inches big, quite a big circle. Now I'm going to take 1/4 of the filling and spread it in the middle. And now just going to take a little portion at a time and bring it in the middle. And that way the dough will overlap, but it'll still give us really thin flatbread in a sense, basically. There we go. So I'm going to do the same with the 3 other. Make sure you press it so it kind of sticks to the dal. There we go. So a nice hot pan, and I'm going to start cooking these breads. Make sure you cook this on medium heat, not very high, because we want to cook it through and through. A couple of minutes on each side first. Right, so that has been a couple of minutes. Oh, look at that. And that is on medium heat. Now, if you've been following me for some time, you know what the next step is going to be. Look at that gorgeousness. The next step is going to be butter. So you're going to get some butter. Get this going. You don't have to cook this through. You can just serve with butter on one side. And you can cook with butter on both sides. But this is now cooked. So I'm just going to brush it with butter and then cook my next one. So the last paratha is now cooking, and this is so delicious with nothing. You don't need anything to go with this. This is a complete meal in itself. Such an unusual combination of feta and dal for a stuffed flatbread paratha, as I would like to call it. Tiniest bit of heat. You can skip the chili if you don't want. That's beautiful. The dough is so light and fluffy. I really hope you're going to enjoy this. So I have cooked the parathas, though I haven't got anyone at home right now to eat them. What I am going to do is, if you're going to ask me how you store it, I'm just going to cover it in a foil, leave it here. And when in the evening everyone is here, I'm just going to reheat it in a pan. So that's why I haven't put butter in these. And then I'm going to put butter when I reheat them. So you can prepare them. These are great for your lunch boxes. You keep asking me about lunchbox. This is perfect lunchbox idea. Great for pre-prep. You can make them for the week, put them in the fridge, cook them, put them in the fridge, reheat them before eating. Lots of ways. Whatever you do try this. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Amazing. Delicious. And for anyone who wants to know where the written recipe is, you can find it in my book, Chetna's Easy Baking. I will leave the link to the book in the description below. Enjoy.